I'll do that while we record. Okay, percentage. This one's a little tricky. Alright? Because not everyone turned in their homework. However, two of the girls are not here, so I'm not going to count it against them. I will mark it as missing on Infinite Campus. So I'm telling you this not to tell you their business, but if you're gone. If you're gone from class, I will mark your assignment missing. The reason I'm doing that is so it shows up on Infinite Campus, so you get that alert, hey, I have to turn this assignment. And then if I don't turn it in, it's just missing. However, if our two girls, Judy and Lorelai, if they're sick at home, like let's say they're thrown up sick or have a fever and they're sleeping the whole day, Bennett slept pretty much the whole time when he was home. So he wasn't turning in any work. So I'm not going to count him off on that. I don't expect you to have to do work when you're sick. But, so they can't turn in their homework. When they come back that next day, they need to turn it in for me the next day. So I will give them, if you miss class, I give you to the next class to actually turn it in. So those two are gone right now, so they're getting an extra day to turn homework in. If they come to school tomorrow, they need to turn in tomorrow because they were here on Monday. They were here Monday, but they missed today, so they should have had their homework done, so they have to turn in tomorrow. Gabe didn't turn his homework in. Gabe was sick Monday, which, if he was sick Monday, when he came Tuesday, he should have got our notes, he should have done the work. He was also gone Tuesday. So I will give him 2 days to get his work done. So Gabe's isn't marked as missing yet until Friday. So he has till Friday to get this one done. So 3 people that didn't do it are okay. I did have one other person that didn't turn it in, and that was the only one. So technically, I have 4 people that didn't do homework, but 3 of them have been sick, so I'm not counting against you. So your percent, 95%.
Can you make 99%?
You can't ever get 99%. Alright, so 95, Zoe, we get to move 15 yards.
That's good.
That's past the halfway.
No.
Ooh, we're the third one, right?
We're at the 40, right?
So you're at the 50.
We're on the halfway.
Yeah.
40. We're at the 50. What
So-
do we get now?
So I will give everyone that turned theirs in.
And you don't
Boys.
candy.
I'll turn everyone that did it gets 3 link spots. Also, you're at the 50-yard line. I should give you half the answers. I told you that. However, I gotta figure. Let me think about it during today's,
Half the answers.
because technically your homework don't have homework unless you get the count to try it, which is 2 questions.
Oh, so that's basically our
Do you want me to give you 50% of the answers for 2 questions?
No.
I don't think that's fair.
That's a waste of
So,
time.
I'll explain it when we do our homework. All right.
I'm leaving it too.
Good. All right. I will. Shh, guys, we have got to get going, or you're going to have extra homework. All right. Today we are on lesson 3.3, using ratio tables. Our goal is that I will use ratio tables to represent equivalent ratios and solve ratio problems. We already spent the first part of class reviewing tape diagrams, which I think is important. The rest of the class, we're going to do some exploration working together, and then we're going to start our notes, and I'm going to have you do this a little different because you're going to go on to big ideas when I tell you to do part of your work. You're going to see, we're going to try a couple other things to get it more involved for you, and I think this will be better. So, first, quickly, I need everyone to turn to lesson 3.3 in their workbook.
Sir, yes, sir. I'm actually like,
Wait, you remember I came to you at tutorial yesterday and you
can I have a
said Yeah.
Can I have a piece? I think you want a Monday. Yeah, Jackson will get his Jackson.
Alright.
Jackson. Didn't get it. And
Who wasn't here? But you weren't here. You're getting class. Okay. Pay attention, please. Exploration 1 says, work with a partner. Who's your partner? Alright. You buy milk that contains 180 calories per every 2 cups. Now, people actually do look at this and use this ratio a lot, especially people on diets or health restrictions. When my dad had quadruple bypass, he had to watch what he's eating and he couldn't have too much sodium, so they always had to look at nutrition facts to do this. So this is a real life example when you might be using this. In this problem, it says you measure 2 cups of milk for a recipe. You pour it in a pitcher. You repeat this 4 more times. Make a table and show the number of calories and cups in the pitcher. I'm going to help you with this just a little bit, and then we'll do a big discussion. We're going to draw a table. I'm going to cut it horizontally. Horizontally means left and right. And I'm going to write cups, calories. You should be. And when I put in 2 cups, it was 180 calories. Now, when it says I do it 4 more times, so if I pour 2 more cups in, how many cups do I have?
A lot. Like 200. No.
If I have
300.
No. Listen to my question. I poured 2 cups of milk into the pitcher. If I pour another 2 in, how many do I have?
300.
No.
4 cups.
Thank you. 4 cups.
You're
If I pour 2 more in, how many cups will I have?
6 cups.
If I pour 2 more in,
8.
and it said that I did it 4 more times, so 10 cups. What I want you to do, work with your small group. Can you identify how many calories would be in here?
Can I use the calculator?
Oh, nope. Then start discussing B and C. I'm going to turn this just a little bit and ask some questions. All right, turn. Work with your neighbors. Let's see how you guys can do on this. How many calories are in 4 cups? Raise your hand, please. Don't be shouting out. That's true. All right, Cole?
360.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you. Well, for each cup, it adds on 2. So.
Oh, so you're seeing.
And in the text, it says 180 calories per 2 cups. So that would add 180 plus 180, which equals 360.
Okay, so you're first. If I understand you right, you're telling me every time up here on my table I added 2 cups.
Yes. Yep.
And they said 2 cups is 180, so I can just add 180 to each group. Okay. I believe you. Cool. You did a nice job explaining that. So, how many calories are in 6 cups?
Good job, Cole.
Hassani?
540.
Okay, 540. Same reasoning. 8 cups is Roger.
720.
I
don't believe.
Same thing. No, I believe him. They've already told me how. 10 cups. Vince?
900. I don't believe you.
No, I believe him. You guys, I believe you when you've already told me how you got the answer.
First time you believe it.
But did you guys know
No, you don't believe it.
I actually had a problem when I did this?
What was your problem?
If you guys would do this, you do this with me. I'm going to make a table next to it.
And we have to.
Yep.
I don't have room for that.
Now I'm going to say cups, calories. I had 2 cups, 180. I have 4 cups. I I had 360. Skip. I had 6 cups. I had 540. I only had 5 cups of milk left in my gallon of milk. I used 5 cups in my recipe. So, no, I know you're not talking out, because then I'd have to mark your planner, and that sucks, wouldn't it? If you know an answer and you're getting punished for shouting at me. But it's also disrespectful of not allowing other people to think. So I know we weren't doing that. How could I find, I need you to turn, will only take about 30 to 60 seconds. Turn and talk with your neighbor. How can I find out how many calories are in 5 cups? Because now I can't follow what Colt said. Colt said every 2 I add 180. I can't do that because 4 plus 2 is not 5. Turn. How can you find the answer?
Now,
When you add and you
you would add 360, and then on your second go around, it would equal to 5.
I know, I was thinking of that. Yeah.
Alright. Coming back. You can tell me, what is my answer? How many calories are in 5 cups? Aaron?
I think the easiest way to do this is just what you can do for every single one of those is just multiply by 90.
Whoa!
Wow!
I don't believe you. How? What? 90 is not. There's no 90 in my instructions. There's not a 90 on the table. You can just throw random numbers out there and start multiplying and think that's going to work. You're crazy. I do not believe you. Oh, I hear other people talking. Why don't we start getting next time I'm going to make everyone have their planner out, then I can just walk around and mark you when you're talking out. I don't believe you. I think you cray. Where are you just throwing numbers out?
Oh, wow. So what I know is like, you can't do the 180 out of it. What I know is it's like 4 times 90 is 360. 6 times 90 is 540. 8 times 90 is 720. It just goes on.
Oh, so you're actually looking at this like an input-output table that we learned in elementary. You'll actually use throughout your math career. Input-output where, hey, this number came in, this number came out, so we look for a rule. 2 went in, 2 times 90 is 180, 4 times 9 or 90 is 360. How did you know 90 though? Like, you're right. We could say that rule. We could say if this is an input-output that my rule could be timesing by 90, but how did you get that 90? Did you just look and know it? Do you know what? To be honest with you, there's a reason, and that just shows me that you're probably good with your math facts, and that's why I stress with your math facts, because sometimes you look at that, and, I mean, I can do it. I look at it and just like, okay, well, if you multiply by 90, we know it. Like, we don't even have to think about it. But if I said, I don't believe you that the rule is 90, how could you prove that to me? How could you get 90?
You just have to multiply.
But I can't multiply. I can't say 2 times 90. I don't believe that you got 90. I think you looked at Klinkenberg's paper and saw that she wrote times by 90. How could we find, if I didn't know my math facts for multiplying right off the top of my head, say 2 times what is 180? 3 or 4 times what is 360? If I didn't know that, what math fact could I do to get 90?
Like, you could just 2 times
Well, but if I don't know that math fact.
100 divided by 2.
Thank you. You're using your fact family. So, I have 2 numbers. Instead of using the number I don't know in the equation, I'm going to use what I don't know as the answer. So, 180... Good number. 180 divided by 2 is 90. 360 divided by 4 is 90. So now I have that. So you did that, and you said 5 times 90 is 450. Am I correct?
Yes.
All right, Aaron, that way works absolutely perfect. One method you can do is, I'm going to just say M1, is you can look at it like an input-output table and find the rule. That works. Did anyone do anything different? Elijah?
Okay, so I didn't do this way, but I figured out a way while she was talking about that. So it goes back to the easy way. So if you do 5 times 9, it's 25. But you would do 90, and you just add the 0 on.
Okay, I mean, that's the same.
So it's simple enough.
Yeah. It's the same method. You just broke up the multiplication. Noah?
I didn't use this way, but you could do I think it was wait, I forgot. I'll think of it though. Wait. Yeah, you can do it times 0.5 instead of times. I forgot what I was saying.
Okay. How about this? We were adding 2. And when we added 2 up here, I always added 180. So plus 2. This one was plus 2. So I did plus 180. Plus 180. Well, what I could say is from here to here
It's plus 1.
is plus 1. 1 compared to the 2 is half of it. So half of 180 is, okay, so I could have just added 90. I could have looked and said I was adding by 2. When I did half of that, I have to add the other half by half. Wow, that's a lot of halves. Yes?
You could also multiply them each by
90.
multiply just that one by. You're adding 90, but you can multiply by 1.5. But that's not the most efficient though. 360 times 1.5 is 450. You mean point?
But I couldn't always multiply by 1.5 because 180 times 1.5. Oh, just for that one? For just that one, you could. But we have to see why. Here's the other thing I want you to see. What is my ratio of cups to calories on the smallest one?
1 cup is 30 calories.
But what do I see? You're going to head me.
Oh. Well, 2 cups is.
Alright, so if we see our ratio is 2 to 180. Okay, focusing on this. If I see 2 to 180, Jackson, your absolute last warning. You're not paying attention, you're just giggling, you're not paying attention. I'm really close to sending you a safe seat and giving you 20 more questions. Because now you're distracting me, and that's going to be a very big problem. Either face forward or you better move so you don't get in trouble. You better make a choice. Either shape up or move yourself so you don't get in it. Okay, if my ratio is 2 to 180, what I can do is I could already say, hey, I'm going to add by my ratio. I'm always going to add 2, or I'm going to add 180. Or I can multiply. But if I multiply, I have to do the same number. Just like we made equivalent fractions. If I do 2 times 5, I have to do 180 times 5. So for instance, what if I asked you what 13 cups worth? Ooh, I want to use a different one. Because I want you to see something special. What if I asked you for 11 cups? How can I find 11 cups? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 ways off the top of my head how I can get the answer. Roger?
I think maybe you keep adding until you get 10, and then you add 1 more.
Cool. You can do that. I could continue this on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 180, 360, 540, 720, 900. And when I add 1, I'm going to add how much?
90, so you get 990.
That's absolutely one way that you could do it, and you get full credit on it. What's another way I could do it, Gavin?
On the second graph, I was going off of that, so you could do 540 times 2, which is 1,080,
Okay.
minus 90, because I'm going 1 away from 12, so you would get 990.
Okay. Because 6 times 2 is 12. So 540 times 2, 1080. Then you had to take away 90 because you were too far. So minus 90 is 990. That's actually one of the ways I thought. Noah.
So since we figured out what 5 was, you could just double that number and get 900 and then just add 90.
Okay. 5, I'm going to double. 5 times 2 is 10. So 450 times 2, 900. So 5 times 2 is 10. And then I have to add 1. So I have to add 90. 990. That works. Yeah.
So it's, I think that I know 5 plus 6 equals 11. So I know I can just add 450 plus 540, and that would equal 900.
That absolutely works. Zoe.
I can multiply 180 times 5 and add 90.
Okay. We had a ratio. If I times by 5, that gives us 900. And then you add that 90. And that'd give me 990. That would work.
So you just take, so the rule is 90, so you just take away the 0 from the So the rule is 90, but I just took away the 0, so it's 9 times 11. Did that, and that was 99, and I added the 0 back to 9.
Good. If our rule was 90, 90 times 11, or 9 times 11 is 99. Add that 0 in. Okay, we're going to stop there. Now, here's why. This is why I'm showing this to you. Some of you are going to love this assignment. Some of you are not going to like it because there's too many different options. Look how many ways we just did. How many people got a piece of candy for that? Like 6?
I have another.
I could really keep going. I could do, hey, well, 4 plus 6 is 10. So 360 plus 540.
That was my
And I need to add 1 more, so I'm going to add 90. There's multiple ways to do your assignment today. It's like a puzzle. This is why I love this. Table of ratios is fun to me because it's like I'm solving a puzzle. I'm not really doing math work. I'm actually solving a puzzle. In elementary, we were used to having to have a rule. If I add 2, I have to add 2 on all of them. Or if I multiply by 3, I always multiply by 3. You're going to see with ratios, as long as you follow the rules of math, they can mix up. So, we're going to look at that. There's one other part we need to look at today. Go to 3.3 for example 2. This one, we're only going to take a second to do because I want to get into your notes. We're going to use a double number line. Double number line is really easy. So, the first one, let's say it's calories. You just make a regular number line. And I'm going to mark it. There was 180 calories. Then we said we had 360 calories. And then, what was it, 540? 720. Not, oh, that was way off.
Well, why do you leave the 0 like in a
900. Now, could I keep going? Could I keep going on?
Yeah.
It's a line. The arrow on the end means it goes on forever. A double number line, once we've done that, I go to my second one, which was cups. And I make a number line right underneath. and you just write the values that match up. When it was 180, it was
2,
when it was 360,
4, 6, 8, 10.
and that's all a double number line is. The reason we like double number lines is sometimes they can be a little more visual. For an example, when I needed 5 cups, to me, I see 5 is in the middle of 4 and 6. So I say the middle of 360 and 540 is,
450.
it just kind of helps with the visual. It is really up to you on this. Now, are we going to maybe make you do it in your work today? Yeah. Just because we want you to have exposure to and understanding. Okay? Alright. Put your notes, or your workbook so I can get your notes out for me. Nope, you can't put them in the bin yet. I don't want you. Oh, boys, we don't get up and go put them in the bin because now you're going to waste my time. And then I'll have to waste more time by coming to mark your planners. No, just put them to the side so we can work. Okay, notes out in front of you. Just like always, this is what your heading should look like on your homework paper. Your name, today's date, today's assignment, which I saw a few of you already did. 4th block, purple. Alright, like we already talked about, today we're using ratio tables. We will not finish today's lesson. We're only going to get part way there. In fact, my goal is to only get through example 1 today. Okay? If you guys are focusing, we'll get there pretty quick. You might have some extra free time. The warm-up said Thomas took a 5-mile float trip down the Missouri River. For each mile, the drop in elevation was the same. So after 1 mile, we don't know how far it was. After 2 miles, we were down 80. After 3 miles, we were down something, down 5. After 5 miles, we were down so many. What? Ooh, I'm mixing in a jawbreaker or something in this. Alright. How far down did we go after 1 mile? Cool?
Well, I think it's going by 40, 80, 140.
Oh, you know, answers I just asked about how many was it down after 1 mile?
40.
Okay, I don't believe you. Now, how did you get 40?
I got 40 because you couldn't use 20 or 60 because 40 is half of 80, and if you were to do 20, then it would just 40 is half of 80.
4 is half of 80. Now, what if I told you 20 is a fourth of 80? Why'd you use half? Because why? Lucky guess? I don't think it was a lucky guess. How did you know to do half? Aaron, why did he use half?
Because 1 is half of 2, so
There.
you have to keep it the same.
You just stick right here. From 1 to 2, 1 was half of 2. So half of 80 is 40. Okay. Who can tell me, because I'm going to help with this one, what is my ratio that's shown up here? My smallest ratio shown. Because I want you to get used to this. Gavin? 1 to 40. I'm going to use that rule that we said. I'm going to try adding. Look at it, Gavin. I'm going to try adding. So, each time I want to add 1. Can I do 1 plus 1 equals 2?
Yes.
Okay. So I use the bottom number. Is 40 plus 40 80?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try it again. Is 2 plus 1 equal 3?
Yep.
Okay, so I can use this one. Is 80 plus 40 is 120. Good, that's that missing one. Now, can I do 3 plus 1 is 5?
No.
Okay, so now I cannot use my adding, so I have to problem solve. There's multiple ways to get this answer. What is your way to get how many feet did we drop after 5 miles? Hassani?
So I would do 3 plus 2 equals 5. And then since I didn't use 2, I would add 120 plus 2. Plus 2. 122 times.
You did 2
Uh-huh.
plus 3
Mm-hmm.
is 5.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use 120 plus 120 was the 3.
Mm-hmm.
So 120 plus what's the 2?
8.
Which would give me that answer.
Oh no.
So you're right on the right track. If we're paying attention, so we went 2 plus 3 was the 5. So after 2 was 80. So after 3 was 120. So 80 plus 120 is 200. Can anyone tell me another way? Let's see. Let's do 3 more ways. Jack?
Well, this is kind of what you said, but so if you just do, so you add 3 plus 2 since that equals 5, and then just add 120 plus 80 since that's under 3.
Different. Where is it? Elijah?
So what I did is a little different. I did, so we already have 120, and then we have 5. But instead of just, doing, plus, the 2, all I did was just 42 times, so it was easier.
Okay. So I knew what you did was you kind of put in the 4 here. You did 3 plus 1 and then plus 1 again. So then you would have done 120 plus 40, then plus another 40. Cool. That would work just fine. Noah?
What I did is I knew that, so if 1 mile equals 40 feet,
Okay.
then 1 times 5 is 5, then 40 times 5 is 200.
So this is like making equivalent. 1 times 5 is 5. So then I'd have to do 40 times 5, which is 200. Alright, we're actually going to stop there. Okay,
I like
look at your example 1, completing ratio tables. I'm going to help with part of this. We're going to watch part of the video for the first one. Now your notes are a little confusing. That's the best way I can figure out how to do it. Here's example A. We have a blank here, and a blank here, and a blank here. We have to figure out what they are. Here is the work. But we're going to play the video, follow along, because you will have to do this today.
Can we answer them?
We only have 2 questions.
Can we answer them?
You'll see. You'll see what I'll give you. Oh, this is exploration. I don't want exploration. Get off that. I want an example. Oh, I wanted that. Okay.
Find the missing values in each ratio table. Then write the equivalent ratios. You can generate a ratio table by using repeated addition or multiplication. For part A, you can use repeated addition with the original ratio to find the missing values. Because the original ratio is 1 triangle to 3 sides, you can repeatedly add 1 to the first row and repeatedly add 3 to the second row.
Nuh-uh. That one was in M&M. That was the gum stopper. Okay. Now, do you see what she said was the ratio? I want you to write this on here. She said on A, the ratio, don't use a highlighter though. The ratio of our first one was 1 to 3. That's because it's right here. That's our small one. Because that's our ratio, I'm going to first see, can I add by that top number and add by the second one? And that's what she's going to do. 1 plus 1. I'm going to go to the blank up here. 1 plus 1, does that equal 2? Yeah. So I said, that tells me you can use that rule. So 3 plus, the bottom number was a 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Now, the next blank. the bottom number's the one given to us. So I check that same thing. Is 6 plus here plus 3, does that equal 9? So I continue with that route. 2 plus 1 is 3. The top number is given. Is 3 plus 1 4?
No.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. Wait till I tell Bennett you didn't know 3 plus 1. I said 3 plus 1. You're like, no!
He said 4 plus 1.
Alright. So 9 plus 3 is 12. This one is really easy, where we used our ratio and we just continually added by it. Let's finish the video and then we'll look at B.
1 plus 1 is equal to 2. 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. And 6 plus 3 is equal to 9. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. And 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. So the equivalent ratios are 1 to 3,
Okay.
2 to 6,
Now when she gets the
3 to
ratios,
9, and 4 to 12. For part B,
alright, before she gets there, the ratio she's talking about is just right here, because your homework will ask you for that. It's 1 to 3, 2 to 6. I think that's which comes. 3 to 9, 4 to 12. That makes sense? Alright, part B. Now, if I go back up to the one that's blank, I'm going to go right here. Our smallest ratio is what that's listed? What's the smallest ratio listed? Noah?
4 to 6.
Yeah, it's right there. My 4 to 6. So I like to check that first because it's just added. Is 4, this one's given, so I'm going to check it. Is 4 plus 4 20?
No.
Okay, so that one doesn't work. So I know if my adding doesn't work, the first thing I should check, there's multiple ways, but I'm showing you little shortcuts, is I'm going to try and multiply it. 4 times what is 20? Okay, so if you multiply, you have to multiply by the same number. So the 6 went to the 4, so 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, now I have 30. I'm now going to check 30 and 90. Could I add 6? No, so I'm going to multiply again. 3 times what will give me 90? So I'm going to go up here and do 20 times 3 is?
60.
Okay. Oh, still down here is our next answer. 90 to 180. I can't add, so I'm going to times by 2. 90 times 2 is 180. So 60 times 2.
120.
And if you look then in our notes, that's exactly what they did. And there's their ratios. My ratios are 4 to 6, 20 to 30, 60 to 90, 120 to 180. Alright, here's what I want you to do. This is perfect. We saw 14 minutes. Wow, you guys had a lot more time than others. Before you do the try it, you are going to do this on paper. If this was your homework, it needs to look just like this one. This is what I'm expecting on you guys' homework. I expect this. I want you to tell me what the ratio is, what the smallest one was, and then show me the work each time. How did you jump? Now, before you do this, I'm going to come around. I'm going to get some either Skittles or M&Ms out, and I'm going to walk around. I will give it to anyone that is right here on Big Ideas.
Pardon the interruption. I need Jack Listrom to the office to leave early.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Jack, you just got to do those 2 questions.
Try it.
Yep. And you're going to put them in on Big Ideas.
So that's our homework.
What we're gonna look at.
Your hands, people,
You know
miles an hour.
And you have to put it in on big ideas.
Look, it says hands, people, mile
Oh,
an
I'll
hour.
turn it off.
I think so. No, I don't want it off yet. It's these two.
Do we create a whole different one, or can we just turn this?
You're gonna do these two on paper.
And that's all we're doing?
But when you go to big ideas and you go into your workbook, you're gonna go to lesson example 1. Try it 1, 2,
And that's our
and it's gonna be right here. You're gonna put them in here.
So that's our whole.
Uh-huh. All right. So I'm gonna come around. I need to first see everyone in your table group. I only give it to the people in the table group. The whole table group has to be ready. Alright, I got a bag of Skittles. When your table group all's there, raise your hand and I'll come around and give everyone on big ideas.
I'm here.
On the dashboard.
We're done.
This one, right?
Dashboard.
This dashboard?
Dashboard. Just wait, don't go anywhere. Any other group there?
I don't have any.
Where's your laptop? Gabe, where's your laptop? Huh? I need you to get on. You're your laptop. You're there. You there, Ross? Anyone else?
I'm there. I only have one.
I do. I need to be
I'm doing a second one.
What's your sister?
Oh, I have one. We're done.
Is that Skittles packet old or something? Because I got one that tastes like ginger.
Oh.
He runs out.
Ginger tastes like.
Okay. Now, nope. Have a seat. Have a seat. We're not done yet. Okay, on your screen, on this top left where mine says feature components, you should have the textbook and it says continue. Correct? Click continue. Everyone click continue. Yeah, the word that says continue. Wow. Click continue. This?
Big brain.
Continue.
Big brain.
Buzz. It says continue.
Okay.
Big
We
brain.
finish. We get candy.
You guys make things so hard.
I'm so sorry.
Click continue. There's only one word on that whole page that says continue.
Big brain.
We get candy.
Okay. Oh, listening. Okay. You should see the flip link now. It should be coming up if you.
I don't see one. Oh, I see it.
Look at your screen.
Oh, yeah.
If you had clicked continue and were actually in the textbook, you would have saw the flip link and you would get to try it 1.2. What you need to do, this is your homework assignment. The number one homework assignment that's being sent to you are these two questions. Find the missing value of the ratio table. You must show your work on your notes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks that you have to fill in. If you choose an answer, yours says check, just like homework. Mine looks different, but you can check it. The nice thing is, I can do this, and I'm going to see every single person that does theirs, if they have the answer correct or wrong. You have to show me you're trying it. You have to do number 1, number 2, and then how do you feel understanding this?
When is this due?
By Friday. Okay? This is your homework. You're going to do it on your notes. These two questions, match these two questions on your notes. Show your work on your notes. Put the answer on and check it. It'll tell you if you did it right. This is real simple. We're making it hard. On your notes, do number 1 and 2. Go into big ideas. Put your answer in and check it. You need to be able to get them right. If you want to do the homework, I'm going to assign it to you today. If you want to do the homework 3.3, we haven't even finished notes, but if you want to start it and get half of them done, or 3/4 of them, or if you're totally getting it, all of them, that's your choice. On Friday, we will finish lesson 3.3, and I'll give you the homework then. So it's not due till Tuesday. No, the other one. If you attempt 3.3, I'm not going to take time out of class to be answering your questions yet, because we haven't finished notes. So don't come to me and take other people's time during life day because you're confused. You have to wait till we finish notes. All right? Everyone needs to be working right now. If I ask you to work, I will mark your planner. It's the simplest thing.
Also, so you got a wrong one?
So, everyone should be working right now.
You missed the
Mine is still loading.
This is chapter 1.
Alright. You didn't click the flip like that again.
Can I push the button?
No, you can't be working.
It's still recording.